Don't you know? Don't you know? Don't you know?
Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Raquel.
I'm Jake.
And this is
Don't You Know?
So, let's get right into it because we want it to be a short one.
We're playing hooky on our jobs. No. Well, I'm not, but I meant sarcastically, don't you know job. You are actually playing hooky from your job.
I requested the day off, so it wasn't completely a hooky.
PTO isn't hooky. That's allocated.
So, updates for the podcast. We have a new state, Washington.
Washington. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's very clean up there. They do a ton of washing.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Oh my god, no.
That was pretty bad. That was a stinker.
That was really bad. Anyways, moving on. So, updates for me. Let's see. Nothing too big. I bought a whole bunch of pops that I really probably shouldn't have, but I did anyways. And
Why'd you buy these? What's the story? What was the need?
so I bought Kirishima from My Hero Academia because I've been wanting him. I bought 2 of him because he's kind of hard to find, so I figured once he volts, the second one will probably be worth a decent amount to sell.
Okay. It's a long play.
Yeah, and then I bought Vegeta in casual wear because I have Goku in casual wear. So you kind of have to have, both because they're almost like a pair.
Yeah, if they're
kind of
both
thing.
out, just like at the mall, and they come across each other in front of Hollister, they beat the crap out of each other. Is that the kind of streetwear?
Yeah, actually kind of a little bit. Not Hollister though, but
That'd be kind of a cool movie. Did they do that? I haven't seen the live action DBZ movie, but I could just imagine that. They're just out and about.
the live action one, there's only one that I know of, and it was not anything like Dragon Ball Z at all, basically.
Yeah, but imagine, I guess forget that. It would be cool to see a modern, in the middle of a city. I guess they do. I don't watch Dragon Ball at all. Next
Well,
time.
that Dragon Ball live action was kind of like a modern one.
Did they fight each other in a city, like in Superman? That one Superman Man
In
of
the
Steel?
animation, they fight in the city, yeah, sometimes.
Oh, okay. I don't know why. I
Anyways,
just thought that was cool.
moving on.
Yeah, moving straight on. I guess it'd be like Prototype. I could do that sort of stuff. All right. So the
Okay,
tangents are
stop
real in
it.
this
We
short
wanted to be
episode.
short. Okay, and then I also bought Miku from Pocahontas because I have the old version, but this new one has the little hummingbird with it, and I was like, I want that one too. And so I got that, and it was buy one get one half off. So I was like, okay, well I'll get 2 of them then because it's exclusive. There was only 2 left, so I was like, okay, well, I'll just go get both then.
Nice.
And then, of course, I got myself Chick-fil-A today because they brought back peach milkshakes, which is my
Hey.
favorite milkshake.
Sweet. That does sound pretty good. Sounds very refreshing. I had a
They're so
strawberry
good.
one from them, and then I had an Oreo one from them the other day too. Let's go back for peach.
Peach is all the way, man. It's so good.
Yeah.
It makes me so happy.
Yeah, I get that with that spicy Southwest chicken salad. 10/10 recommend. I'll probably get one tomorrow now. All right.
And then, media-wise for me, I don't have any updates. It's just been kind of rewatching stuff. I haven't watched anything new. And I'm still kind of, haven't watched any more Vampire Diaries or originals because I'm kind of bummed myself out with it.
Still on hiatus.
Yeah, so I've been just rewatching some other stuff, and then I'll jump probably back into it tomorrow, maybe. Just so that I could finish the season, because I'm almost done with the season. So I'll try to finish the season this week, and then probably take another break before I start the last season of Vampire Diaries.
Mhm.
And then after that, I'll only have 2 more seasons of the original.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting there. It's
Nice.
getting there.
You'll get there. We watched in the same. We watched a Rob Zombie movie and a Quentin Tarantino movie. It was man, I'm drawing 2 massive blanks. The Tarantino movie was Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. It was pretty good. It's about
My aunt and uncle love that movie. They
Oh,
put
it's
it
really
on
good.
all the time.
oh yeah, I only watched it for the first time. It's a wild ride, as any of his movies are. But it was pretty fun. I recommend it. The other one, the Rob Zombie movie. What was it? It was do you watch a lot of Rob Zombie? You like horror movies and stuff. He's classic film producer.
I do, but I don't know of any of his movies. I can pull off his movies.
I have to get the name of this. I'm so sorry. It's House of a Thousand Corpses.
Yeah, and there was no way I was going to get that.
House of a Thousand Corpses. It's wild. It's about I don't think it's spoiling anything. It's about like a cannibal and some journalists, and they get into trouble. And there's a clown. All right, it's pretty good. But it's really, really raunchy. Don't watch that with your parents, you know. You've been warned. All right. Yeah, we watched those. They're pretty good. Kind of just randomly went into a horror thing. We talked about Get Out last week.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't call that a horror. I'd call that a suspense thriller. I don't know. Anyway.
Anything going on with your life?
Goodness, too much. We're still painting. Looking at flooring. Flooring's really expensive. We're gonna do vinyl for the whole house. Still are, but it's very expensive. So yeah, just, that's fun. Getting my gray hairs. They're coming in. They're one day at a time. So, you know, just keep busy.
If, the city is at fault or whatever, they have to pay for your flooring, don't they?
Insurance paid for it, so who knows? We're still working it out. I'm talking with different people. I don't want to think about it. This is my escape.
Okay then. Well, let's move on then. Let's go into the topic then. How about that?
Alright, let's do it.
Okay. So, since last week we did mornings, I figured we'll do nights this week, and I figured it would probably be a little bit quicker because nights aren't kind of like as big of a deal, your nightly routine. I feel like some people actually don't even have that many, really.
Yeah, just kind of go with the flow.
So, let's go ahead and I guess kind of start off with a discussion. So, do you fall asleep quick, or do you take a while to fall asleep?
No, I fall asleep pretty quickly. I don't have trouble falling asleep. For me, it's going to sleep. That's my issue. But once I'm in the bed and I know it's like, okay, I'm going to sleep now, I'm usually down in like 5-10 minutes if I'm lucky. Sometimes, every once in a while, I'll be like in my head or something. But usually that's like when I've had a nap or something and I'm now like my sleep schedule's all messed up, so I can't go back to sleep. But yeah, no. What about you?
Usually, it does take me a while to fall asleep. I don't usually fall asleep really quickly. There's even some nights where I'm just kind of like, start to get so bad because I'm like, go to sleep, body. Because I have to get up so early. So I take forever to fall asleep because I am more of a night owl, but with my job, it kind of forces me not to be. Mm-hmm. And so there are some nights where I'm like, I just can't fall asleep. I'm just so wide awake. And I'm like 10 o'clock comes around, I'm like, no, you need to go to sleep, because at this point, I get up at 3, I'm only having 5 hours of sleep. If I don't go to sleep anytime soon, I'm going to be going on 3 hours of sleep.
You're going to be groggy, yeah.
So there are some nights where I am completely exhausted, and I don't even remember falling asleep. Those don't happen too often. They do happen every once in a while, though. Do you have any techniques well, you say you fall asleep right away. Do you have, like, any techniques, though, to help you, like, fall asleep?
So, I've heard, I haven't really used this, but every once in a while I will. If you've got something on your mind that's, like, pressing, write it down. And then that supposedly takes it off your mind and helps you to, like, okay, I've got it written down, or I've texted it to myself so that I can just relax, go to sleep, and I don't have to think about it until the morning, where I know I'll handle it because I'm a capable human being. Now, if it's something that's out of your control, it's a little harder to fall asleep then. But, you know, there's a lot. I've got a lot of stressors in my life right now. I'm still sleeping like a baby. Because you do what you gotta do. Just plan. As far as, like, tricks and stuff, I will say that I think that one of the reasons I fall asleep so quickly is, and part of the background, in high school I did what was called the Uberman sleep schedule for like 3 months. And this is where you take supposedly you can go with 3 hours of sleep throughout the day, but you do like 20-minute naps 6 times a day after like 4 hours each. It's really weird because, you know, that's how I was and still am. But for like 3 months I did that. And so when you only have 20 minutes of an alarm, when you have to like be asleep and then wake up, or you're going to be exhausted for the next 4 hours, you learn to fall asleep really quickly. So I'm a little like, I have that under my belt, I guess, for better or worse. Side note, it was very interesting. I went in as a skeptic and it was actually pretty good. Felt fine by the end of it. The only reason I went back was because exams were too long and I had to like be awake for multiple exams, so I switched before going into them and went back to normal.
Yeah, makes sense. I wish I could do that too, where you could do the sleep thing, but it's really not possible when you have to work.
It's really not practical. It's like, I've always thought if there was a community that was built around it or whatever, or maybe like, I could see like Google employees doing it, or some of those companies that are like really not lackadaisical, but really flexible.
And they're also they're kind of all about the like new way of thinking.
They're like, that's weird. Sounds great. Let's try it out.
Go ahead and try
We'll
it.
fire you and replace you. We can do that. We got millions of people coming through applying for jobs.
For me, let's see. I know my uncle says that what he does is he prays until, like, basically he falls asleep. He just kind of goes through a list of people and just prays for all of them until eventually he falls asleep.
Nice.
And my aunt has tried it a couple of times and she's fallen asleep doing that. For me, what I usually do when I'm going to sleep, and I do this pretty much every night. So some nights I fall asleep quicker and sometimes I don't. I guess it just... whatever. But basically what I do is I kind of like daydream in a way. So I'm like, oh, what would it be like if I had powers? And kind of like daydream if I had powers. Or daydream if I was like a werewolf or something like that.
Writing yourself into your dream.
Yeah, basically. Or I'll do like fan fiction in my head. So like I would take the show and be like, you know what? The show would have been better if it did this instead. And then I like kind of daydream about what that would have been like. And then eventually I fall asleep.
See, for me, that would be me stuck in my head. I would just be awake for hours and hours and hours. And I'd have like branching plot lines and stuff.
So, I don't know. Maybe it's because I've just always, that's what I've always done as far as I can remember, like in high school and stuff like that. And so that's just how I fall asleep. Now, it does make it where I don't daydream too often during the day.
Oh, yeah.
Because it puts me to sleep. So.
Just associate that. I do sometimes, I'll put on like background noise. Not so much music, but like, I'll need some sort of chatter or something. I'm a lot of times watching like Let's Plays and whatever, so I'll put some old ones on of like just Yogscast Minecraft stuff or whatever, where you don't even have to pay attention. It's just nonsense going back and forth while they build stuff or whatever. So that can be kind of a good way to just like hear something and fall asleep or whatever.
Don't you know, you need to have a fan on.
Fan on? You're a motor baby?
Yes. It doesn't matter if it's winter, it could be 32 degrees out, that fan better be on.
You still gotta circulate the air.
Get under the blankets. Wear some pants.
That's funny. Have you ever done like rain machines or like static or whatever? That sort of stuff?
Yeah, I mean, I've tried it. I prefer my fan. I do, because I do sleep better when it's cold. I like struggle to sleep and like I'll kick off the blanket when it's hot in my room. And so what I usually do right now, especially since it's hot, when we don't really have AC, is like even when my room is like not too hot, I'll turn on my AC for like an hour or two just to drop my room down to cold temperature. And then I turn my fan on and go to sleep. And so it keeps my room kind of colder, and then the fan keeps it stay that cold. Because I've noticed that some nights where if it's like a little bit hotter, I definitely don't sleep when it's hot. I'll kick the like covers off, I'll try to move around, and I just that really aggravates me when I can't sleep because it's too hot.
Yeah.
So, that's one of the reasons why I always sleep with the fan on. I even sleep with the fan blowing directly on me, and I know some people are like, you shouldn't do that, that can make you sick, blah, 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 blah.
How would that make you sick?
Going to bed with wet hair. Sometimes it can, I don't know, supposedly that would make, I don't know.
I'm Googling it.
They were like, oh, it blows like dust and stuff into your face or whatever. I don't know. I do it anyways. And, I mean, I can sleep without the fan on. I mean, I've gone to conferences and stuff like that and been in a hotel, and of course I don't have a fan there. I fall asleep. I do fall asleep better with some type of noise though, because sometimes when it's too quiet, it's hard to daydream when your imagination is playing tricks on you of what's going on around you. I watch a lot of horror movies now.
Oh yeah, me too now.
Especially if you're like in an unfamiliar place. Because I'm always sleeping with the fan on. I always have a fan on in my room. So if I don't have a fan, that means I'm in a different place that's not my room. And so then if it's dead silent, now you're not used to the natural noises going on.
Mm-hmm.
Like the house creaking or, you know, noises outside the window or whatever.
From my brief search, it doesn't look like going to bed with wet hair is actually like bad for you. Nor does like being cold or wet actually make you sick. It's just gotta be like, it can stress you and make you more likely to be sick, but it doesn't make you sick. Because you need the actual germ.
And that's what I've always, like, known is that, like, because you have people who are like, don't go outside when, you know, during the winter with wet hair because it'll make you sick. And it's like, I've always been like, that doesn't make you sick. That makes no sense. It lowers your immune system because it stresses your body, but it doesn't make you sick.
Mm-hmm.
But I always just, you know, okay, whatever. Don't want to argue.
Apparently it's a particularly common Korean urban legend that sleeping with a fan on you will deplete the oxygen in the room.
Huh, that's interesting.
But that's obviously absurd. I don't know how that propagated so far. But I think it's more like the only thing I could see it is like if it was funneling more, like you said, the dust and the germs at your face.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing. I used to get a stuffed up nose to do with dust. Used the cold air blowing directly on your face for 6 to 7 hours. All right, yeah. No, I don't think that's... I don't know. Who knows? I always have a fan on the ceiling. He's just going. I always have it on medium because I'm scared of high. It's going to break or something.
I feel like most people sleep with the fan on. I've seen a lot of memes where it's like, there are two types of people in this world. The people who sleep with a fan on and the crazy people who don't.
I mean, every fan in the world has a house. I guess if you think about it, it's hard to have a fan that doesn't have a house. Every house in the world has a fan.
Well, you can have a fan at work.
Well, I don't have
I have a fan at work.
I have a little fan that's like blowing, but I only turn it on when I'm hot. I had several fans in this little black box under this desk, though.
I have a fan at my desk because out of all the floors in our freaking building, our AC doesn't work very well. So our floor gets hot, and then we complain, and they come and they go, it's working, just give it a little bit, the high ceiling.
Yeah, that's frustrating.
Yeah, but then you go downstairs into the lobby, and the lobby is cold, and their ceilings are like twice the size of our ceilings. And on top of that, they have all in the front glass windows where the sun's beating through. And it's like, okay, so you're saying that the lobby can get cold, but our floor cannot.
Yeah, that's always frustrating too. We'll have some like conference rooms like that.
The conference room in on our floor is the only room in our whole floor that's actually cold.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes you go in and it's like, man, it's like 100 degrees outside. Why is it 65 in here? Gotta have a sweater for the visualization lab.
See, I'd rather it be colder in the office because then you can, wear a jacket or whatever. When it's hot in the office, you put a fan on. I a lot of times will wear, a long sleeve or a jacket to work just because I know it's gonna be hot, and so I'm gonna have to put the fan on. But when I put the fan on, it makes it too cold. So I need a jacket, and then I'm, at perfect temperature. And it's it should just be cold, period.
But yeah, it works. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Then I leave the office, and then I'm hot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, I tend to tolerate the heat a lot better, but we're straight off topic big time here.
Okay, let's go back to our nightly things. What about you, Gup? Anything?
For me, basically, I'm very much a night owl. For me, night is my leisure. And anytime between, usually 9 and, I'm trying to go to bed around midnight. 1 a.m.'s more actual. That's my leisure time. And I try and just have that open if I can, because nothing's ever going on. That's my routine. Whether I'm gaming or watching videos, or sometimes I'll do other stuff too.
Do you read before you go to bed? I know a lot of people read to go to bed. I don't either. Well, I read some stuff on my phone. I always go on my phone right before I go to bed. I might play a couple games or check emails or something like that.
Yeah.
Some people say that that's not good to do because that will keep you up.
Yeah.
And it's well, if I'm already having problems going to sleep, I'm going to have a lot more problems going to sleep if I'm just sitting there doing absolutely nothing. I've noticed sometimes I'll start to fall asleep while I'm on my phone. I'm like, okay, finally, I'm ready for bed.
So I thought I could do that, and I'd play. It depends on the game, obviously. If it's solitaire, I'll probably fall asleep playing it. But if it's, I was playing poker for a little while with fake money, just on my phone, and I would be so intently watching every other player's okay, why is he betting that? Why is he betting that? Okay, he skipped. Oh, he's called. And I'm running my brain so hard trying to beat these guys that I cannot fall asleep playing poker. There's no way. I'll be up till 4 a.m. and I'm I gotta go to bed. I've made 50 million, but I'm gonna get fired in the morning. Oh gosh.
Can I pay my bills with the 50 fake dollar bills?
Nope. If you watch this ad, you get 30 coins that you can use to spin our wheel. Ay, ay, ay.
Let's see. Any nightly rituals, brushing your teeth, washing your face, or anything like that?
Not so much a ritual. I brush my teeth, I tend to shower in the evenings, but that's because my hair dries so quick. We talked about this last episode. It's just the flip side of last episode. No, not so much. Not really rituals. I try to make sure all the lights are off, the computer's off. I do shut down every night. I check the doors, make sure they're locked, and make sure the garage door's down. I do kind of secure the area. Although it's funny because it's I'll be up until 3 a.m. and then I won't check any doors. Someone could just catch me in the blind the whole time. And then at 3 a.m. better secure the doors. So I need to get better about that. Usually they're already locked and everything because I'm tidy like that. But no real rituals.
I do this thing where, like, I'll get into the habit of, like, brushing my teeth, using mouthwash, flossing, washing my face, and then I can miss a day. And I'll do that, like, morning and night, because that's, like, the best thing to do. And then I, like, stray off, and I might, like, only brush my teeth. I might not floss that day or something. And then you, like, throw it all off. It's one of those things that, like, people who do it have been doing it for so long. Like, it's just all, like, habit.
Yeah.
And I just haven't done it long enough to develop those habits yet.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Doing it 6 times out of 7 is still better than not doing it, you know? So, just do what you can. I'm a dentist. I'm not a dentist. Don't take my medical advice. All right, what else?
Well, I'm done. Like I said, I was going to be a really short episode. That's all I really had written down.
There's got to be something else. Don't you know? No good decisions are made after 2 a.m. That's How I Met Your Mother. I don't even watch that, but I know that rule.
I did watch it. It was good. My dad loves it. How many pillows are you sleeping with?
I only need 1. I have 2 on my... Well, okay. So I have like 4, and then you tend to inherit more. But I only need 1, to be honest. And I'll put my arm under it, and I'll sleep like that. Usually that's how I sleep. Like, I'm sleeping on my elbow. Again, just like when I was doing Uberman. So I'd sleep on the desk in lunch break. Yeah, I only need 1. And then sometimes I'll have the other to, like, prop up against me or something. Or sometimes, rarely, I'll put it between my knees if, like, my knees would get sensitive sometimes. Just rarely. No, I just want them touching. But usually it's just 1 pillow.
So, I saw this, like, TikTok, and I was talking about red flags with guys. One of them was, like, if they only have 1 pillow on their bed, then they're selfish.
Alright, no, I have a bunch of pillows. I have a set.
And then another one that said about having too many pillows.
Nah,
it was basically
too
saying 2 pillows is the right amount. But I think it also varies depending on, like, if you have a bedmate, you know? Like, if you have a spouse or whatever, I feel like only 2 pillows is not enough. 4 pillows is fine.
Yeah. I think it all depends on the size of the bed. A queen size, you're going to need 4 pillows, because it'll look weird with just 2 pillows in the middle, you know? How are you just
exactly.
Gonna do that?
In the TikTok, the person only had, like, a twin.
Yeah.
So
yeah, see, a
2
twin
makes
with
sense.
2 pillows makes sense. Honestly, a twin with 1 even makes sense. Maybe you're just super light. You're like military or something. You only get 1 in boot camp. If even that, right? I don't know. You get a pillow in boot camp?
I have 2 pillows. I sleep with 1. The other one is kind of like, so my bed is pushed up against the wall, which was another thing on the TikTok, which was saying, don't be with the guy who has their bed pushed up to the wall. And I'm like, what? Like, how else are you supposed to have your bed? Because it's supposed to be like in the middle, apparently. And I have mine in the corner. I think it just takes up less room. Why would you put it in the middle? Like, anyways, whatever. And so I have the other pillow that's kind of up against the wall, so like I can lean up against it, basically.
Yeah, that's nice to have. You were talking about having the bed against the wall?
Yeah.
Yeah, as opposed to having the bed in the middle?
Yeah.
I've heard that that's a sign that, like, you're an adult, is when you have a bed in the middle of the room and not in the corner.
Oh, well, I guess I'm not an adult yet then, because I have it in the corner.
I saw it as a meme. I thought that was pretty funny.
Okay, so with the way that my bed is, one, it's not like an actual, like, bed. It's like, what is it? Like a day bed or something like that?
Oh, yeah.
Where it's got the bed underneath and the bottom. So the way that
Nice.
the bed is, it's got, like, the headboard, like, it doesn't have a headboard and a footboard.
Mhm.
It's got, like, these kind of, like, 2 kind of, like, almost like handrails kind of things on the
okay.
side.
Uh-huh.
And then on the back has, like, almost what would be a headboard.
Okay. Huh. You're comfortable on that?
Yeah.
Nice.
Because, I mean, it is a bed.
Yeah.
And then my room is not the biggest, so there's not really any way for me to put that bed, like, right in the middle.
Right. No, I mean, I'm just messing. It's all circumstantial, for sure.
I know, it is. And I can see that. I can see having your bed in the middle be, like, a kind of like a sign of an adult kind of thing, but whatever.
And I mean, like, my sister,
Anyways.
in her room, she always had a bigger room, and she always had her bed in the middle. And she's still barely an adult, so... No, I'm just joking.
Let's see. What else for nightly? Do you have a certain way that you like to sleep?
Usually on my stomach with my head to one or the other side. Like I said, on the crook of my elbow. But I flop around a lot. I'll like, it takes me a while to like kind of get comfortable. And I'll do like one, and it's also because like I'm still relaxing too. So I'll be on my back and I'll be loosening up and I'm like, okay, now I want to go on my side or whatever. And then yeah. So now usually I'm on my belly.
I am really, really weird. So I can usually... I don't really have a certain way. Sometimes I'll be like a week where I'll sleep on my side, or a few days I'll sleep on my back, or sleep on my stomach, or whatever. But every once in a while, it might not happen every month, but maybe like every other month or something like that. There's a time where I can't fall asleep at all. And I basically have to completely switch which way I sleep on the bed. So where I normally would put my head, I have to put my feet there and have my head sleeping on the other side.
Oh, I see. Oh, that's kind of interesting. They said it's good to like flip your mattress, and that's effectively the same thing, I guess. But
yeah, I guess so. I don't know what it is. It's just like I'll be up for like an hour and I won't be able to fall asleep. And then as soon as I'll flip, I'm out. And like I'm tired. I can feel that I'm tired. It's not that, oh, I'm not tired, which is why I can't fall asleep. It's like I'm tired. I just cannot fall asleep.
You're talking about like sleep in different directions. Sometimes I like to sleep on like, I'll go and just sleep on the couch one night, or I'll just like intentionally just fall asleep while on the computer or on the couch or whatever. And, or like we'll sleep in the guest room or something or on the futon. It's pretty nice to like travel around if you can do it. Do you ever like sleep in like the living room or something? Probably not, because you're pretty shared space.
Yeah, when I lived with my mom, I used to sometimes do that. There was a one point where I didn't sleep in my room at all. I slept on the couch.
Nice.
And part of that was because, so in Georgia, you have those palomino bugs, and they go into your house regardless if your house are clean or not.
Oh, yeah.
One was on my bed. I didn't
Gross.
sleep in my bedroom for like a few months. But no, every once in a while, sometimes like I would do that too. And one of the times when I was on campus, I did that. I went downstairs because I couldn't fall asleep. I went downstairs and took the cushions off the couch and slept on the cushions on the ground. It was really weird. I even like one time went into the corner of the living room, took
Nice.
the cushions and slept in the corner in the cushions.
That's
in the
funny.
living room.
I like sleeping in weird places. I used to try and like sleep in like a laundry closet and stuff when I was young, or like I'd sleep under tables and I just like it. It's cozy.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Okay.
Yeah, and then my I was gonna say one of the things with me sleeping on my stomach and on my arm like that is the pillow that I use. You're asking about pillows. Mine's like an oven mitt. It's like so flat, and it just is like a thin layer that just goes over my scrawny arms.
No.
It's just like the slightest cushion for my bony cheek.
No. Frankie has like this flat as can be pillow. And I'm like, Frankie, let me buy you a new pillow. Cause like, not only is this thing so flat, like it didn't come that flat. It like so flat. And like, he washes the pillow cover or whatever, but the pillow itself is just so old, it's yellow. And I'm like,
Wow.
Frankie, I need to get you a new pillow. It's like, no, this one's perfect. It's flat. And I'm like, boy, you need a new pillow. Like, I don't care.
The problem
like,
is that like if it's too big, it'll jam my neck up and like up towards the
Yeah.
sky, and you're on your belly with you're like looking at the ceiling. It's not comfortable.
yeah, like my pillow is like flat, but it's not like paper thin flat. It's just
Yeah.
like a little bit. And then I have the
And
other
I'm sure
pillow,
they
which
make
is
flatter pillows that you can get that aren't 10 years old, you know?
yeah. I mean, if you got like a feather pillow, or whatever,
Nope.
those aren't necessarily
Not me.
flat. No, why not?
No, I would. They sound great, except for
Oh.
when they poke you. But no, mine's just
yeah.
a cheapo cotton pillow or whatever. Human hair or something weird like that. No, I'm just joking.
Well, you can get like a down feathered pillow or something like. I've had one before, and it's not like actual like feathers, so they don't really poke you, but it has that capability where you can make it fluffier, or you could just let it get flat, and then there you go. But my other pillow that I have is like a really bulky, like I can't lay my head on that. That's why I have it up against like the wall. So like I hug it, or I could lay up against it.
Yeah, or you prop yourself up for sure. Those are good to have.
Yeah.
You gotta have like one really thick one and then one really thin one, I think. And then maybe a medium
Yeah.
one. You gotta get your Goldilocks pillow on there, I guess. Alright, well, this has turned into a sleeping podcast now.
Yeah, all about sleep. Well, I mean, when you talk about nights and nightly routines, you know, the biggest thing
Yeah.
is sleep.
For sure. Makes sense. Just like every night you end up sleeping.
Okay, one last thing. Well, it's like almost like a two-part question, and then we can end on it, unless you have anything else you want to add.
Alright.
Okay, do you sleep with your door open?
No, usually it's gotta be shut for me.
Okay, most people have to sleep with it shut, I've heard. Like, I've heard people say, like, only crazy people sleep with their door open.
I sleep with it open on occasion. Like, it's not like an obsessive compulsive thing, but I definitely prefer it shut.
Okay, and second, do you sleep with your closet door open?
Yeah, because it's kind of on a weird spring, and it would just open itself all the time. Not in like a ghost way, but just specifically like the springs are too tight. I can see it happening.
So you don't, like, choose to sleep with it open, it just kind of happens.
Yeah, I'm not
But
worried
if
about
you had
the
the choice...
Because, so like, an intruder, I am not scared of a ghost in my closet. I just have zero fear of that. So, like, for me, it's an intruder. I would want to hear an intruder turning the knob or, like, kicking the door in or something, and it's just that extra little bit of awareness. Granted, if my bedroom door was open, I would hear him kicking in the door. The front door a lot better. I don't know. No, I think it's just the door's there. I might as well close it. There's lights out there too.
Okay, well, I don't have a choice. My room was basically like an addition that was added later. So the closet is like not really... Well, actually, you know what? Now that I look at it, I don't think it was an addition. Because I think I do see where it was supposed to have a closet. Little, kind of like a, the pool kind of part one. You know, where it folds up like an accordion.
Yeah.
And those fall off the track really easily.
Yeah, they do.
Because I had one back at my other house, too. And I think that's what used to be here.
Oh, I see.
But now the doors aren't there.
Yeah, I got one of those in my laundry room. The door's still there. It's just off to the side of the door frame. I'm sure they're really easy to fix. I just can't be bothered. I got other things in my life, like flooring that I need to buy. Not pillows and doors.
Yeah, so, but if I had the choice to sleep with my closet door open, usually I would sleep with my closet door open. Just because, I don't know, it's just one of those things, like, I had to have the door closed, I had to have the closet door closed. Less creepy shadows in the middle of the night.
What about, and of course, don't you know, you gotta have your, like, blinds and stuff shut, because you don't want, like...
Oh, yeah.
You don't want the light coming in too early and waking you up, which probably is not an issue for you. But also, you don't want, you know, that creepy neighbor peeking in.
That is exactly why I have to have my blinds closed and curtains closed. Not because of the neighbor thing, but because my room is, like, right there in the front of the house. So, like, I always have, like this little bit of fear, like someone will be looking in through my window.
Yeah, it's so freaky. You ever seen those prank things where it's like a suction cup you put on the outside of a window and it looks like somebody's creeping in, like using their hands in a hood? They got like, a big ugly face.
No, I've never seen that.
Oh, I'll send it to you after. It's pretty funny.
Okay.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, I'd be terrified. Of course, I don't look out my window very often, so I guess like someone did that, I would never notice. But
oh my gosh, that would really spook me.
I'll have to remember that from when I come and visit you. And
yeah, very funny.
Up on your window.
Yeah, when I shoot at my window. No, you're not allowed to shoot through the window. It's not in your house. You're not allowed to shoot anyone. You're in California.
Nope. Okay, that's it for me.
Yeah, on that bombshell. Thanks for listening.
We hope you enjoyed it. And please, subscribe, follow, comment if you can. Yeah, and if you want to send us your own nightly rituals or like anything else, maybe a topic or whatever, feedback, you can send us a tweet at don'tyouknowpod or an email at don'tyouknowpod@gmail.com. Until next time, guys. See ya.
See ya.